Right at the parking lot, we have this great granite slab here, and you can see the marks along it where the rock was split. Much of the rock, these big glacial erratic rocks, were used as house foundations, barn foundations, and also the door steps. When you go in to a lot of these old Cape homes, you can see the granite stone right at the step, and the stone would have been harvested, local stone. Falmouth is also famous for its pink granite. John F. Kennedy's gravestone, grave marker at Arlington Cemetery is made from Falmouth granite. So this is Buzzards Bay Marine, which extends all the way out into the Elizabeth Islands and down into the ocean. The path up the moraine at the Florence Sylvia property is just littered with glacial erratics. There's all these beautiful rocks in the path and on the sides. A lot of them are really lichen covered, but everywhere you look here there's rocks, and we keep climbing up and up. On the other side of this moraine, we would start to come into the valley deposits, the outwash deposits. This is a section of some of the stone wall and the little erratic cluster here at Florence Sylvia. And the rocks are very much lichen covered. I was down in a little dip. Now I'm coming back up to the stone wall. My town, Sandwich, had many more stone walls than it does at present day. When Old Kings Highway, the historic section, now Route 6A, was being constructed, farmers would sell their stone to the stone crusher, and they would get so much, I guess, I don't know, a pound or however, and so they sold stone. So my town doesn't have that many stone walls. I was raised in Little Compton, Rhode Island, and there are lots of stone walls there. You can see, isn't this just great? Soil in the making here. And at the top of the moraine in this section, and there's this Toey drink tea, and we're coming up to a ginormous rock that's here. So you're walking along through these roadies and mountain laurel, and then bang, there's this giant erratic that's sitting here. The top of it is probably at 6 feet, and we don't know how much is down below. It's got this great lichen on it, some mosses growing on it. Somebody has made a little fairy village. I haven't read Tracy Kane's fairy house book because they have used artificial materials. I'm going to compete with some gardeners. There's a great vein of quartz that's running through this rock in many locations. Little veins. And it's quite large. You can actually come around and walk right up on top of it. It's really, really big. And so when scientists or curious peoples looked at this, they thought, well, where'd this rock come from? Right? This wasn't washed in here. This was just here when the ice melted. We are on the south side of Cape Cod. It's very windy here at the Florence Sylvia conservation area, and so hopefully it's not messing with the microphone. But we are going down lots and lots of pieces. The rock is pretty tricky to maneuver around. Some awesome lichen. Check out that lichen. Toad skin lichen growing on rock. Freddy fungus and Alice algae took a liking to one another. Isn't that cool? The fungus needs the algae because the algae photosynthesizes and gives it the sugar it needs. The algae does not need the fungi, but it has no choice. It's being held prisoner. On my right, there's this great ravine. Looks like the meltwater just cut right down through it. It's now someone's yard. It's got great boulders, but it's just this intense cut that goes right down. Oh, sassafras, aka the mitten tree. Oh, here's a mitten. And then the ghost, the 3, and then the solid. You crunch up the leaves, and it's gonna smell like Fruit Loops. All right, I'm gonna shut off. Oops, because I gotta watch here. Old lady in the path with a broken foot would not be good. Life and death in the woods. So, it's a mourning dove. Oh well, a few feathers from my collection. We'll celebrate your life there, bud. At the bottom of the moraine sits this great, it's not a great pond, but it's a great pond in that it's pretty cool. It's not big enough to be a great pond, but you can see through it. We had a lot of rain yesterday, so it looks pretty muddy. You can hear the red-winged blackbird occasionally telling us, wetlands over here, wetlands over here. There's a ravine that looks like it was constructed to access water because bogs, cranberry bogs, huge section in the outwash plain of cranberry bogs. So this little ravine would have been used to bring water out into the bog. I hope there's a collective gasp. Are you ready? Check it out. So, if we removed all of these trees, this is what we would have seen. This is what the Cape would have looked like. Isn't this unbelievable? Look at all these ravines coming down. This is just unbelievable. So imagine all this stuff just all in the glacier being dragged along, scraping over mountain tops. Mount Wachusett has striations at the top, all dropped here. So the cranberry bog owner, they needed the sand, right? So they certainly had sand, but what else they got? All this stuff. Just look, this is drift, right? Unsorted. At the top there you can see the soil. Oops, that's too high. Oh, you can't see it in the sky. This is really unbelievable. Look at this guy just sitting up there. So look for places like this where you live. You're not going to always be able to turn and see a cranberry bog. The low area, the valley deposits, you would expect the outwash plain to have areas of wetlands, and so this might have been Atlantic white cedar, beautiful swamp, and it was converted into cranberries when cranberries really took off. It's just a great place. If you come to the Cape, check out Florence Sylvia Conservation Area on Old Main Street in North Falmouth. Sorry about the wind. Storm's coming in for tomorrow. Oh, happy day. Oh, happy day. No, if those are striations. But nuts of Ventifex. Super smooth. I love this diamond. Awesome, awesome.